Tips for amazing YouTube live videos. All right, if you've been trying to figure out how to make cool YouTube live videos, I've had hundreds of people on live with me. There's things that I do in the videos as far as the content that makes them really, really awesome and engaging. So in this non-live video, I'm gonna tell you how to do that. Let's dive in. All right, when it comes to YouTube, I do like these small videos that you're watching right now. These like small, consistent little drips that I put out, and I'll put a couple out a week. But we also like to do like a big hoopla event. We like to do a big YouTube live kind of style event as well. And so we promote to that, and that's kind of a different. So what I want to do in this video is I'm going to walk through 3 different things you guys can do to make your YouTube videos awesome. There's this style, which is consistent small drip, but then also there's like this YouTube live. How can I make a big, almost somewhat of a virtual event feel using YouTube live? That's what I'm going to share with you guys today. Let's dive in. All right, the first thing that you should do when you're going to make a YouTube live video is, and this is going to sound really counterintuitive, but not a lot of people do it. Have a script. At least have an outline. Figure out what it is that you're trying to do. Make an outcome. Now, this also goes a little bit against how I used to make content by myself. Starting out, I would go and I would take a video, right, and I would repurpose it to the nines. And I have other YouTube videos talking about that. But I'd repurpose and repurpose and repurpose. And funny enough, the way that I'd come up with those topics was click record, right? And funny enough, I would just riff. And that was honestly the first 400 episodes that I did was riffing. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is that sometimes people don't look up whatever you're riffing, and so you have no traffic, right? And so what I started doing is we started backing up, and if you're gonna go make a YouTube live video, your YouTube live video, take the time to plan the video, which sounds again like it's obvious, but it's not. And even for content creators like myself, what is widely taught, there's a huge percentage of us who are consistent content creators that don't do any type of keyword research. A lot of us don't do any kind of traffic research. We don't figure out ways that we don't look up the things you guys are looking up, and so we don't make what you guys are looking up. So that's common. So if you're like, that's obvious, it's actually not. There's a lot of people out there that are like, well, something is better than nothing, and that's true. But if you want your YouTube live video to actually be like something that's looked up in the future, something that is awesome, plan the video. So the way I plan my video is a very simple formula I walk through, and I think through this. In fact, it's what I'm looking through right now. It's nothing like the man behind the curtain than showing you the script that I'm going through right now in this video, okay? But this is what I do though. I think through, first of all, we look up a headline, and we try to see a headline that you guys might be looking up that would also make you go, you know what? Let's go look up Steve Larson's stuff. He was great on YouTube. Let's go look up his other stuff, right? And that's something we're trying to do, and hopefully it's okay for me to just share what we're doing here. But we come up with a headline. The next thing that we do is we come up with a few stories and principles for those stories. So I think it threw up about 3 to 4 stories and principles. Story principle, story principle, story principle, story principle. So what I've come up with is a whole bunch of little micro stories, and then I recap it at the end by saying, here's the principle, right? So I've got the headline, 3 or 4 story principles, story principle, story principle, story principle. I've got 3 or 4s, and then at the very end, I will usually put some kind of call to action. Okay, now I do that for any like of the smaller videos that will just drip out throughout the week, but that's also a really good format for any time you do any kind of YouTube live. I actually, funny enough, follow the exact same format at my events. I'm here standing in my studio. This is my studio, and we spent a lot of money building this and putting it together, but even right behind you, right there is the stage. Stage is right there, and whenever I'm doing an event and this room is full and we have hundreds of people on virtual, I'm actually following the exact same formula. Headline, story principle, story principle, story principle, usually at least 3, and then I have all these call to actions where I'm like, so what? Cool story, Steve. Like, what do I do? I'm like, well, it's time to go apply that. Or, cool story, Steve. So what do I do? Well, here's the call to action. Go to this.com. And so it might sound really rudimentary, but anytime I'm helping a company plan their event, because we run people's events out of here too, and different companies' event, they rent it, okay? Anytime I'm doing that, half of the day, if I spend time with them, is spent on what are the topics? What are the headlines? What's the event headlines going to be? And if you think of YouTube Live as somewhat of an event, you can build up for this big, noisy release, this big, noisy launch. And I think through just bullet points. I'm not a script reader. I can't read like a teleprompter or anything like that, but I do bullet point out what are the stories I'm going to tell, what are the call to actions I'm going to say, what's the headlines. That kind of an outline actually gives your audience, they will thank you for this. And the reason they thank you is because you've prepared, which means you're not wasting their time. And if you've done that, it means that they're more likely to come back. So I hope you guys come back because I spent a lot of time making this video. Second thing to plan when you're gonna go do YouTube videos. YouTube live videos specifically, you have to plan for epic engagement. Let me tell you what I mean by that real fast. Though there was an event that I was at I actually spoke at Carnegie Hall right before Martha Stewart. It was really cool. Martha came on after, and it was like, it's really, really just a neat experience. But I noticed that on the chairs, that people had paid thousands of dollars to just be in the event booklet, the event guide, right? You go to an event, they hand you this guide, and they're like, here's who's gonna be here, here's who's gonna talk, here's the schedule of the event. By the way, here's the VIPs. And I found out that they had paid, I don't know how, it was thousands of dollars just to be featured in the event book. The status that gave them, and I don't mean that in a negative sense, but it was a big lesson for me that the status that gave them, I was like, we need to be doing this. So what I started doing was I started selling shout outs in my event booklets, and people pay for that. And they could shout out their company. They could toss an ad in the event booklet. Okay, how does this relate to YouTube Live? What I started realizing is that you need to teach people how to win in terms of their engagement, right? I was teaching my audience, hey, look, here's how to engage. Basically, people understand that a shout out goes a long way. So you want to teach your audience how to engage with you, right? This engagement piece is really, really big. There's a lot of ways that we do the engagement part. I will stand up and I will say, hey, before this event starts, first off, we're gonna be raffling off a blank reward. This is how you win it. Often we'll do that with little tiny software on our thank you pages that says, hey, share the event. It keeps track if you've shared it, and we'll unlock this really cool bonus feature, this really cool bonus if you've shared it, right? Or before the event starts, we'll say, hey, during the event, what we're gonna do is we actually have a really cool app that'll track your engagement with us while we're virtual, because it's a little bit harder. Hey, at the end of it, you're gonna sock up all these points, and the top person get a 2-hour session with Steve for free, normally $4,000. Right. The second tier person is going to come out and do a pick my brain session with them. The third tier person is going to come and get 2 hours for free in my studio, all the filming. Does that make sense? And so they know this before the actual YouTube Live. One of my events we did about a year ago, we streamed to YouTube Live the first session of the event, and they knew this. And so what do you think was happening? We're literally teaching the audience how to win by teaching them how to engage. And they want to know how to win. So teach them, tell them. If you want an epic YouTube Live video, yeah, you can have like cool splashes, cool frills, you could have cool cutscenes. I mean, besides the video tech itself, what do you do? What you do is you teach your audience how to win by teaching them how to engage. And some of them want shout outs, right? So you help them understand, look, I'm gonna sell you a little spot inside of the event book. Or if you engage X, Y, and Z, 1, 2, and 3, I'm gonna give you a shout out here, a little cookie, a little bonus there. But this is a really cool way to engage with the audience. And you realize that YouTube Live facilitates that really well because of the chat element, because of the comments that it leaves afterwards. This is a huge advantage to doing things on YouTube Live. And frankly, if you teach people how to win by teaching them how to engage, they're gonna be ready for your YouTube Live event and really geared up for it. Before I teach you how to monetize your YouTube Live videos, stay tuned for that, subscribe, and down below, please leave down below who you think does the coolest YouTube Live videos, okay? Because I want you to go also watch theirs and then be able to see the formula that I'm showing you. They're gonna be pulling some version of this off themselves. But down below, tell us who you think does the coolest YouTube Live videos, and be sure to leave a thumbs up if you like it, put thumbs down if you hate my guts. Hey guys, a third tip for an amazing YouTube Live video, especially if you're looking to monetize it, don't skip this, okay? Promote before the event. I know I keep treating YouTube Live like it's an event. It's because it really facilitates that really, really well. You don't have to do an event. You could just be going live. It could just be a normal thing you do every week. Promote it way before you're actually doing it. On Monday, if you're going live on Friday, you should be promoting every day that you're going live on Friday. Okay, this is a really, really powerful principle that a lot of internet marketers are very familiar with. That we always say, what's the difference between a 5-figure, 6-figure, and 7-figure launch? Time. That's it. Promo time. Promo time before the thing was available. Think about how far ahead in advance you hear about the next Hollywood product. I mean movie, right? You hear about Hollywood products like a year before they're actually live. You're actually sitting in the movie theater and you hear, coming next summer, right? And it's like, all you see is the title, you see the month, it's happening in a year. A whole year in advance, they are starting to tell you about the next product you could buy from them. That's fascinating. That's really, really fascinating. So it's crazy to think that an internet marketer or someone who's gonna get on YouTube Live is gonna be like, I'm gonna go live in 1 hour. How come no one's on here? It's like, markets take time to educate that you even have a thing. Okay, so what's the difference between a 5, 6, and 7-figure launch is time. It's promo time. Before you do the thing, how do you actually extend that out and start talking about it? I always like to do, one of my famous little experiments in here is, I always like to say, like, raise your hand if you heard about this event a week ago. All the hands go up. Keep your hand up 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. I always tell them, like, guys, I've been promoting this event for 6 months. And it's always funny to hear like the audible, like, well, yeah, that's why we promote so long. That's why when an event is coming up, and I'm not saying, if you're going just straight live on YouTube, I'm not saying you got to treat it like an event. Don't wait 6 months, okay? But the concept is that you build pressure before the actual thing. You know, it's been proven that, let's say, all right, I'm a closet Disney fan. I'll just tell you. I love Disney. Disney's awesome. I would go there without kids. I would go there just by myself. I love Disney. Disney's awesome. Okay, you know, it's been proven that you have just as much excitement before Disney as you will at Disney based on how you treat it. So you can literally double your joy of Disney by treating the anticipation for Disney the right way. Think about this. Trip's coming up. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. What's the first ride you're gonna go on? What's the first ride you're gonna go on? Right? And you start talking back and forth, right? And you start planning it out. What's it gonna be like? That anticipation, that desire climb that happens whenever you do something fun, or think about like a major holiday. It is just as exciting cumulatively pre that thing as the actual thing. And so it's very, very similar concept to when we're actually going and we're monetizing any type of product or monetizing even something as simple as a YouTube live video. You have to build in time for promo. And the more time you can build for active promo, typically the more money you make. That's one of the easiest metrics to control to make more money from the internet. So YouTube Live, what's the thing you can do for it? Promote. Treat it like an actual event, right? Even if you're doing one each week, every Monday, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you release out to your audience that the thing's coming up. Here it comes. It's coming up in 1 hour. Here it comes. We're live, right? And doing that is really, really, people need that. Not just as a cash perspective, but they need it as a reminder. They're inundated with thousands of brands and ads every single day. You have to talk or no one knows you're there. So you have to build up that pressure, and it's one of the easiest ways to monetize, get excitement, and actually build something that feels like a holiday that they're anticipating and looking forward to hearing from you. Speaking of ways to make a lot of money for free on the internet, that's a good hook. Go to internetlaunchsecrets.com. I'm going to put the link in the description. It is a free gift there for you. And what it is a presentation that will walk you through a few case studies of how you can make a lot of money on the internet launching, but without ads. Launching, but without spending a lot of money to go make that money. Okay, so go to internetlaunchsecrets.com. We'll put the link in the description. It's free. It's about a 60-minute case study. You're going to love it.